Hello and welcome back to NJCDC's The Loft. Today I'm sitting down here with Alana Cooper-Russ, the site coordinator at John F. Kennedy's Full Service Community Schools program. Thank you for coming here today.
Thank
I appreciate
you.
you taking your time to come here.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. I want to first ask you first and foremost, what is the Full Service Community Schools program? Like, what's the mission? What's the goal?
Okay, so this is my remix.
Okay, you got it.
Definition. So full service community schools is the heart of the school. Wherever full service community schools is, and specifically for JFK, it is the heart of the entire school. It is literally the community of the school. We literally bridge the gap between students, parents, teachers, faculty.
Okay.
We service all of them. And in this specific order, students, parents, staff, and some other members.
Okay.
But that's how we service the students. And our overall goal and mission, and I'm just gonna, I'm gonna read it right here.
There you go.
So, and then I'm gonna break down a little bit.
You got it.
In my remix.
You got it.
So, number one, to provide access and equity for our students and families.
Okay.
Number two, to nurture strong partnerships and identify community assets.
All right.
Number three, set high expectations for students and adults. And number four, operate as a result-driven, data-driven community.
So break that down for me.
So to provide access and equity for our students and families. So so when you're working as just like a program, sometimes you tend to only get to one group of people, but we are a community.
Yes.
And so we are the ones who bridge the gap between the students, the parents, the students, and the teachers, right?
Okay.
So both parties gaining access and equity, right?
Okay.
So it says we're providing access and equity for our students and our families, making sure that there is equity, effective equity for our students and for our parents, right? And so like one primary example is college and career readiness that we have, right? And student activities, and then we have parent workshops, and so it breaks down in the form of like all these activities we provide as resources to the students and to the parents, not limiting them to just after school programming, right? But giving them a variety of different things that can happen in their community. So for another example, at JFK, we partner with other organizations. We partner with NJCDC. We partner with Patterson Public Schools. We partner with St. Luke's, St. Paul's. We partner with different, giving them that access, right, to different environments within the community. So.
Okay, great. So let's go into a little more specifics here. So how does full service help students achieve academic success?
Okay, that's good. So different ways, a little bit what I was speaking about before, but I'll elaborate.
Yes.
Even more. So full service community schools as a whole is dedicated to education.
Yes.
And I believe a little bit like education reform as well, like the way we educate students.
Okay.
So we're not specifically in the classroom.
Okay.
But we are in the building.
Yes, of course.
More than enough.
Yeah,
we are in the building. And so let me break it down. So some examples that I can give you is that if a student has an issue in a particular area, like let's say math or science, we can provide the resource for tutoring. We could provide the resource for after school. We could provide the resource for maybe they can't stay after school for a specific tutoring. So we do a Zoom session, or we partner them. We find a teacher in the building, or we partner them with an AmeriCorps. We partner with them as well. So these are different strategies and different ways that we can advance their success. In the classroom. I remember last year, which was my first year, we had a student who had a behavioral and academic issue. And so we partnered them with our AmeriCorps volunteer. And we were able to like basically shadow him a little bit and track his progress, right? And say, okay, this is working, this is not working. And so we had the parent involved, we had the faculty involved, we had the principal involved, we had the behavioral specialist involved, everyone putting hands on to make sure that advancement of this student is a success. Right.
And I think that kind of speaks on what you were saying before about bridging the gaps between the student and the teachers and the parents and the faculty. So that's great.
Yeah.
So my next question was like to provide any examples of how your program would go about a student that might be at risk of failing. But I believe you just kind of touched on
And
that.
I can even touch on it more too, like something that just came to my mind. Some of my students that come into my office every day, we have a system called Infinite Campus where we can check on these students. And so like I'm not really big on micromanaging, but I'm big on micromanaging. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because when I build a connection with a student, I'm not just building a connection with a student because I'm in the building and I just work for full service.
Yeah.
Me as a person, I'm speaking of.
Yeah.
I build a relationship with the student that they can trust me, that I care for not just their academics, but I care for their interests.
Yeah.
Right. And so what I do with students, when they allow, when after we build that solid foundation, I begin to, what classes you have?
Yeah.
You know, I saw that you was absent twice. Why were you absent? Can we get the absence excused?
Yeah.
Were you sick? Do you have a doctor's note? You know, you have to be coming to school.
Yeah.
What is the reason you don't want to come to school? Right? Is there anything that we can work on? And I'm actually right now working on a goals workshop, mentorship. It's a goals workshop, but it's also a mentorship program.
Okay.
And so I'll meet with juniors and seniors, 25 of them, every month until June. And we're working on their academic goals. We're working on their social goals. We're working on their goals that they have for every area of their life. So I'm going to pinpoint, okay, this is the person that I am right now, but this is who I want to be in like the next 3 months, the next 4 months, or by graduation, or this is the grade that I want to have in this class by the next marking period, or this is what I want to meet 2 new friends and establish some kind of form of relationship by this time. So we're going to set those clear, specific goals that we learned in school.
There you go.
And then we're going to attack them. And monthly, we're going to meet to make sure that we're on track with those goals.
Okay.
Right.
And that's great because the next question I wanted to ask is about college readiness, right? Because I know that's a certain aspect of career. They're like they're in high school to prepare them for college. And I want to ask, what steps does the program take specifically for college readiness with your students?
So although the school has a guidance department that takes care of heavy college
stuff, of course,
we can also bridge that gap. And so it's called college and career readiness. Okay. So when I first got there, there was a couple students that came in my office and were complaining about like how they don't know what they want to do. And this happened like it was like probably my first week. And because they knew the youth development specialist that was there, they were coming and talking to her. And it seemed like it was like maybe 3 times that happened in one day. And so like students would come to her and be like, you know, like, I don't even know what I'm going to do after graduation. I don't know what I'm going to do. You know, I don't know what I want to do. Like, I don't know if I want to do trade. I don't know if I want to go to college. Like, I don't know if I want to spend all this money. I heard college is expensive and this and that. So they're still trying to feel if they want to go to college. Yeah. So a light bulb, you know, came on in my mind, and I'm like, let's do an unorthodox, untraditional, career expo. So not the kind where like, they got college fairs where you invite all the colleges, they come, they set up tables. Then they have a career fair where different job placement comes, or different organizations come. And typically 99% of the time, I've been to a few, is for hiring. Yeah. Okay. You have 100%. Right. There you go. Okay. So then I want this to be, because we live in a generation of entrepreneurship. Yeah. So, okay, you may not want to go to college. You may not want to spend that money. That's fine, but you need a plan. Yes. So here's how I'm going to help you guys. An untraditional career expo where different entrepreneurs, almost like their age, and ones who are relatable to them, ones who grew up in not so nice environments like them, you know, because they grew up in Patterson. So I'm bringing people from Philadelphia. I'm bringing people from New York. I'm bringing people from Patterson. I'm bringing people who look like them, who talk like them, but who were able to break through those barriers, to break through those limitations. And now who have a 6-figure business, or now who's working their way up to a 6-figure business, or who just started their business with a small lump sum of money that they saved during high school. Yeah. So we're bringing different people in, entrepreneurs, who have their own brand, who have their own business, and who's functioning as a legal business. Yeah. And so I had a professional actress come, a makeup artist come, engineer, a CEO of a multi production company. We had architecture. We had so many people come for the 2 that we had at JFK, and the students went crazy. Like, they loved it. They loved the fact that they could be hands-on. They loved the incentives. Like, one incentive was there was a raffle the makeup artist gave out for seniors who were going to prom. Whoever wins gets free makeup, right? And that makeup artist is all the way in Philadelphia, and she came back in May for the students' senior prom and did makeup for free. Then we had a publishing author who's right here in Patterson. I forgot her name right now, but she's right here in Patterson. A lot of students know her at JFK, and she gave a free publishing session, to some students who signed up. Wow. And so, like, it's not just, they come and they just speak to them. It's like leaving with a little bit of mentorship, a little guidance into, what you want to study or what you're interested in, and to show you that this is another way. It may not be college for you. Yeah, 100%. It may not be trade school for you, but it may be saving up that money from now until June so you can start that business. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it could be that. That's great. Yeah. That's a great, strategy for that. I know, for me, I went to college, but I know plenty of my fellow classmates that went into different avenues, and I think mentorship was kind of the way that it helps a lot. It goes a long way, especially at the very beginning. So that's fantastic. Yeah. So I know part of the program includes health services. Can you speak on a little bit of what they include and what that might look like? So we have full service community schools, I'm the educational side, programming side, I would say. And then we have Miss Marissa, who does an amazing job. She's been there before me. Okay. The health clinic. They're located on the first floor as me in JFK, and they're basically your doctor's office. Yeah. I didn't have this in high school. No. I didn't have a doctor's office. So students and parents fill out an application. They have a Spanish application or English application that you can fill out. And then they can provide dental, vision, and a clinician. Okay. And so they can come in for a yearly exam. They can come in when they need any physical exams or anything like that, which I think is pretty cool. So it acts as insurance for students in school, and which is great in case you can't get insurance outside. You have your yearly visit, you have your exams, you have, if you have a headache, if you have something, it's more than just a nurse office. Yeah, it's expanded into a legit doctor's office. I get my exams here. I didn't have that in school. Wow. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's great. I definitely didn't have that in my high school. That's why they're called full service community school, full service. We service almost anything you can think of. We can get the job done. Yeah. That's fantastic. We have hygiene kits. Oh, yeah? Yeah. Oh, there you go. Hygiene kits, deodorant, toothpaste, toothbrush, tampons, pads. Okay. You guys are prepared. Yeah. School supplies. Oh, I didn't bring my notebook today. I didn't bring my pen today. They just sign in. They get it. Books, or if they're looking for a certain book, I can order it. It's really good to see how far education has come. And I've learned that full service been around since the 90s, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and that's crazy to me because I didn't have full service. Yeah, I know. It's where have you been? Where have you been? Yeah. And so to work for one, it's really great that we get to service the students and also the parents. There you go. Yeah. So as speaking of parents, right? I know a key element to the program is parent and family engagement. So I want to ask what strategies you found is most effective in involving families in their child's success and well-being, and as far as academically goes as well. And so that was one of my challenges last year, parent engagement. But it could have been because it was my first year coming in. But I partner with Mr. Fisher. He is a parent coordinator, the district parent coordinator. For Patterson, and so not just for JFK, he knows a lot of parents. I'll partner with him to spread the word about any workshops we have coming in. And what I also notice is that parents are engaged in things that parents would be engaged in. For example, a home buying workshop. You'll get a couple parents to come to that. Yeah, for sure. Taxes. Yeah. Accounting workshops. You'll get parents to come for that. You'll get parents to come for a food pantry, a food drive. You'll get parents to come for things that they need, resources, because some of these parents are working 2-3 jobs, unfortunately, to provide for their kids. So they can't come to every family night. Yeah. And that's why we do family events quarterly, to give the parents an opportunity to to be able to come at least twice out of the year.
Yeah.
Instead of like bombarding them with constant events. And then we also, the parent workshops that we do is also just for parents. I mean, they can bring their kids if they can't leave their kids somewhere else, but sometimes as a parent, you just want to go receive some information by yourself. Not with your kids. Just take the evening out. And so like we're doing this year, like home buyers workshop, real estate workshop. Some parents are probably working those 2-3 jobs to be able to save up to buy real estate. And they 100%. Need the guidance on that, right? Taxes, like filing your taxes by yourself or with someone else. And so those are pretty like dope things
of course. So throughout this interview, you have mentioned the workshops you guys provide. Can you speak on the exact workshops you guys offer for your students and the parents?
Yes. So those were for some that we're going to do this year for the parents. So home buyers, real estate, taxes, FAFSA. Oh my goodness. Health and wellness.
Okay.
And the health and wellness aspects, I've learned there's a few vegan parents. So I made shoot to target, healthy lifestyle vegan parents.
There you go.
And so for students, I'm super excited. So we're not doing the traditional after school program this year because last year when we did it, I noticed that a lot of students could not stay committed because they have credit repair, credit recovery.
Okay. Yes.
They have work internships. They're doing a lot after school.
Yeah.
And so instead of them feeling like, oh, I'm doing it, but then I have to drop out, I'm going to do some workshops every month, maybe like 2 workshops every month. So like a fashion workshop, like intensive workshops where they can receive a certificate at the end of the program, certificate of completion.
Okay.
And so like a hands-on fashion workshop is what we're expecting to do in November. I'm super excited for that.
That sounds great.
The drama workshop will hopefully start by the end of this month into November. The drama workshop, I think, will be our longest workshop, like a 2-week intensive workshop.
Oh, wow.
And they'll probably put on like a little showcase afterwards.
Okay.
What else we have? We have, oh my goodness, the career expos coming up.
Yes.
November, February, and May, I believe. We're going to do 3 career expos where we invite a lot of entrepreneurs who have their own business. Come set up tables, answer the students' questions, give incentives, all the whole 9 yards, basically. We also do like college trips. So we're partnering with 21st Century in the Teen Center in JFK, and we're going to also do some maybe like HBCUs, a college trip. Also, we spoke about targeting like certain groups of students. So like there may be a whole bunch of performing arts students, right? And so maybe taking them to a performing arts college.
Okay.
Like,
oh wow.
Or a college that's big, that has a big performing arts department like NYU.
Yes.
Right. Because they have the Tisch School of Arts. And so just doing those things to make sure that we are giving the students a well-rounded education, like providing them with all that is possible, So yeah.
That's great. So as far as a student's success in the program, how do you guys measure a student's success, whether that be in like academics or like well-being or just the overall goals that they set?
I think that for full service community schools as a whole, it is the effectiveness of the student, like how effective the student will become beyond school, and the state of their health.
Yes.
Like, and not just physical health.
Yeah.
Their mind, so I think all of those things goes into full service community schools. Now, I am the site coordinator at full service community schools at JFK. And how I measure success for the students is I want students to leave. I'm so big on this, with no limitations.
Yeah.
Like that for me is satisfying, because then that means that as they go on in life, no matter what obstacles they may face, academically and beyond academics, like real life hits after school. I know they're 100%. In these 4 walls and they think like school is it right now. I got to get my grades up and everything, but that's not all. They're really about to face life.
Yeah.
When they leave out. And so I want to prepare them for that in their character, their attitude, their behavior, their mindset. The mind is a big thing that these students, they fight every day with their mind. And so if I can just help them to break barriers and break limitations, then I will be satisfied. I would believe that I have done a decent job and that they are on their way to success, because life is going to happen when they leave.
100%.
You're gonna have to fight in this life. Life doesn't give you what you deserve. Life gives you what you fight for.
Exactly.
So
That's great.
I just want to help them.
That's great.
Yeah.
So as far as success stories, can you speak on a few of those successes, at least a story where you have seen an impact on a student or a family from the program?
So even recently, I've grown a little closer with a parent that comes in for services. Some of these parents are really going through a lot, and they have kids in school, and sometimes your kids are not acting right.
Yeah.
they're also going through their own thing, and so to be able to service the parents with some of the services we have, like the food pantry resource, a laundry lounge. We have a laundry lounge.
Oh wow.
Where students and parents, and even sometimes the staff use it too, can do laundry. So like, let's say if a student has an emergency or they just can't afford to do laundry, there's a laundry room on the 3rd floor. We provide the soap, we provide the washer, the dryer. They just have to bring their clothes and wash.
That's great.
And it's free.
Yeah.
And so I was able to provide those services to a parent. And just to see the assurance that she's being backed up, by a program is really fulfilling. And then also like the growth with my relationship with some of my students over the past year. I came in, it was like, who is this?
Yeah.
And now they can't stop leaving. They can't stop coming to my office.
Yeah.
Like they feel like my office is their office. And so just building that relationship with them and helping them get to the next level, in their life is really,
that's great.
Yeah, it's really rewarding.
There you go. Well, as far as the challenges you face, because you only been here for about, you said a year, right?
Yep.
So you've been here for a year. What has been the biggest challenges you think you've faced during that time running or being the site coordinator?
Yeah, parent engagement.
Parent engagement.
Yeah, I think what is my, and since it's a challenge, it is my goal now.
Yeah.
Meet more parents, speak to more parents, bring more parents, and get more parents involved.
Yeah.
And so like we're working on, full service has now implemented having a community advisory team, which is really nice. So you bring people in the community. So that's parents, that's students, that's faculty, and we all have a meeting quarterly to talk about some of the things that we need to fix, some solutions or some services that we can provide, or some resources that are needed for the community as a whole, and then we implement them. And so I'm super excited about that.
That sounds great. So as far as looking forward, right? How do you see the program expanding or adapting to meet future needs?
So I am pretty excited to see two things right now.
Okay.
I'm pretty excited to see this goals mentorship workshop take off with the students, because a lot of the students don't know where they are or don't know where they're going. Yeah. And I want to put them on a pathway by the end of graduation, for the seniors at least, and juniors enter into the senior year, that this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And this is how I'm going to get there. Period.
Okay.
And then the second thing is the career expos have gotten a little bit of attention. We have a new principal, and hopefully she likes it. But our last principal absolutely loved it.
Great.
Some staff, some NJCDC people, and so I am super excited to see the turnout in that. To see how many more students that can reach.
100%.
And to see what impact it will have in their life. Like for instance, a senior who got the free makeup for prom was blown away.
100%.
She was so happy, saved her money.
Yeah.
She looked beautiful. And the fact that this program offered that.
Yeah. Oh, I know that program sounds particularly, or at least that event sounds particularly helpful, especially with the mentorship. Like if I had a mentor, like when I was growing up, definitely would have like helped out as far as like my career, like figure out, because not a lot of, like you said, not a lot of students know where they want to go with their lives. And I think when I was in high school, I was still having a big question mark, but I just went to college because that was kind of like what I was like told. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So, I think definitely something like that is super, super beneficial for the students. So I'm excited to see.
And we're not against college.
Yeah, 100%.
I went to school. I have a bachelor's degree.
Yeah.
But I understand what these students are saying
Yeah.
and what they're seeing. It's the generation is moving.
Yeah.
That's a generation of content creation. So
100%.
now they think that they can up and be a content creator. And
Yeah.
I bought one, a social media content creator and manager specialist, and she was showing them how she makes reels, how
Oh, wow.
these videos go, and yeah, just it was amazing.
Yeah.
To see the students really get to see, like, first of all, content creation is an actual job.
Yeah.
it takes work.
It does.
But if that's what you want to do, we can get you there.
Yeah.
You know?
That's
So, yeah.
fantastic. So say if I'm a student that is interested in the program, right? How would I get involved or get more information, or how do I sign up?
So we don't have right now, at least, we don't have a particular like sign up except for events.
Okay.
And so like people, when the students come to the office at room 125 in JFK, I basically tell them to come back either in a week when an event is taking place, or they sign in, they take their information, and we can blast out email, to the students. And we also post flyers all over the building. We also make announcements in the school so students know this is where to come to sign up for cosmetology, for fashion, for drama, for this, for that. And so students can always sign up.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, Alana, thank you so much for coming here today. I had a great time talking to you.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course,
Thank
of course.
you. I appreciate it.